Welcome to another dull, dingy, dirty, and disgraceful day here in Disturbia. Here you can see look at these odd shapes in the sky. Squares and rectangles. To me it looks like a vortex. There's this topic called circumcision, and I wanted to broach it. Today I was on a YouTube channel. I don't know the name of it. I was just perusing because recently the question came up, what are my thoughts on Paul the Apostle? And I found this YouTube channel today and a video about it, and it sounded like the girl was about 15 years old, talking about the scriptures, and the video was an hour long. Well, I quit listening to it, and I just looked through the comments, and there was one woman, judging by her handle, and she said, my husband recently became a believer. Does he need to get circumcised? And the answer was yes. Oh my goodness. Circumcision is a Talmudic, Jewish, Edomite, Kabbalistic, Gnostic, serpent-worshipping tenet. And in my view, it goes back to the penis envy of the serpent. The serpent envies mankind. He cannot create his own spawn. And no, I do not believe in the serpent seed line. There are people who have devoted themselves to Satan, but they are not of his so-called seed, literally. Therefore, he has this penis envy, and therefore he wants his minions to excise the foreskin of their penis. And we're told in the Bible that this is done on the 8th day. Well, in my view, the circumcision has been added. There is a strange introduction to it. Zipporah is involved. I'd have to look it up again. Zipporah was a wife of Moses, but I was just reading the other day in John, and Messiah was telling the Jews, and I do mean Edomites, I'm not talking about Hebrews, I'm not talking about the children of Jacob, Israel, I'm talking about the children of Esau and related kindred spirits. And he was saying, you got the circumcision not from Moses, but from the fathers. Now I'm wondering what fathers he was talking about. You see, I do believe that this is all injected. I believe it's been inserted to make us believe that Messiah was in agreement with circumcision. In another spot, the Messiah is contending with the Pharisees, who are Edomite Jews, Talmudic Jews, Kabbalistic, Gnostic Jews. And he's saying, you want to argue with me for healing a man on the Sabbath day when you on the Sabbath day circumcise a man? You see, here you have this immediate juxtaposition. I'm healing and you're mutilating. Which one is worse? And this is interesting because these situations all coalesced. Yesterday I was going to do a video on the circumcision, and I didn't do anything. And then today I found this video, and this young girl, the host of a YouTube site, was telling this woman that if her husband is a believer, he must be circumcised. And I wrote a comment saying, Circumcision is Talmudic Jewish, and it's been inserted into the Bible. But if you really look at what Messiah said about it, we don't know if Messiah was really circumcised. They say that he was circumcised on the 8th day. Is it true or not? I personally do not believe that the Lord God Almighty prescribes circumcision. It is not a commandment, as it is in Talmudic law. If you're confused what Talmud is volumes and volumes of Jewish commentary on the Bible and the so-called law. God has his commandments, which is the law. God is the law. God is both the law and merciful. How can I be so bold and say this? Well, I see it in my own life and I read it in the scriptures. If God weren't merciful, he wouldn't have creation. He wouldn't put up with us. He wouldn't put up with the desecration of the earth and the destruction of the soul. Anyhow, God does say, though, in the Bible, several times in the Old Testament, circumcise the foreskin of your heart. You see, and the Talmudic Jews, Edomites, picked that up and said, wonderful opportunity for us to pervert this. It's not a commandment of God. It's a suggestion, though, really. He wants us to circumcise the foreskin of our hearts so that we have a soft heart, we have a clean heart. It has nothing to do with the penis, which is just based upon the penis envy of Satan.